Cowboys are one of the most iconic images of the American West. We have Hollywood to thank for that. But out here on the ranches in Eastern Oregon, things looked quite a bit different.
For one, there were Chinese cowboys.
Have something here, a buckle or a button or a bullet.
The Southern Oregon University Field School is digging into a historic Grant County ranch, uncovering artifacts and clues about the real cowboys and ranch hands of the early 20th century.
Somebody please find me a spur.
Although largely absent from the history books, Chinese immigrants were a huge economic driver in Eastern Oregon. During the mining heyday, over 40% of Grant County's population was of Chinese descent.
Looking for Chinese cowboys, we know it's going to be so tricky because it's not going to be the same as a Chinatown site.
So this site is interesting because not only do we have records of a Chinese cowboy, but also the Chinese cook.
What we want to get at is what was life like on this ranch.
I'm just imagining myself, if I were Buckaroo Sam or some of the other ranch hands, they would be looking at the same hills.
Dale created a comic about Buckaroo Sam, a Chinese cowboy working on the ranches in Eastern Oregon.
You gave him a face, you gave him a story, you gave him a life in your comic that he was lacking in these spotty historical records. So much of the way that we see Chinese Americans in the documentary record are through the legislation and through racist newspaper accounts. You can't tell the story of somebody's life through what they were not allowed to do.
There was only one image that I could find of Buckaroo Sam in his later years. So I had to reimagine him as a younger man. I kind of borrowed from some of my own history, having what we called uncles and elders, hearing these uncles talking back and forth, teasing each other, using Chinese terminology and slang. It's a very warm feeling for me to be able to stand here and just kind of look around and imagine myself as one of these Chinese pioneers of the Western frontier.
We've got snaps and eyelets and grommets and ceramic, glass,
Cut nails, wire nails, bottle caps. Not only are we seeing what they're eating, but we're seeing the material that they are using daily throughout their lives.
Our search for Chinese cowboys continues, but evidence of workwear and shared meals firmly place them in this Western scene.
The image of the American West and what a cowboy was, it's pretty strong in Western American culture. And the more we can find out, the greater it expands what it means to be an American and be American cowboy.
Okay, let's find more.
Okay, we'll find the rest of the vessel.